Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to CRN. Here tonight we have Lucky Dog Racing League with the late model stocks. But before we get into any of the racing, I got to introduce my co-partner here tonight. I have not heard this name in forever on any broadcast. He used to broadcast with me all the time for the ARCA, the trucks, a couple of Premier races, or pretty much wherever I went. This young man went with me, and that's Mr. Ricky Gonzalez. How you doing here tonight, sir?
Good, Mr. McDonald. How are you? It feels good. Definitely be back in the booth. I know it's been a while. I know me and you do some league racing every once in a while, but yeah, just life's getting in the way at the moment. We're in the process of moving homes, and then I've been traveling a lot for work, but haven't been able to get in the booth with you. But man, you texted me as I was driving home from work, and you're like, "Hey man, are you free tonight?" And I thought about it, and I go, actually, Morgan's going to a concert tonight. I am free tonight. So you know what? Let's hop in the booth with Mr. McDonald and have some fun. And yeah, looking at some of these names, I recognize some of these names. I've had the privilege of racing with in different leagues. But yeah, it's cool to see some of these guys racing here in the Lucky Dog Series, a little short track. We're at South Boston Speedway. And yeah, it's going to be a fun little race tonight, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. It's a 0.37 mile track. And the last time these cars were here in the official side, as soon as these cars dropped, they haven't really gotten any good updates on these cars. So basically, when iRacing drops a new product, it's pretty much just running what you got, kind of like when the next gens came out. Ricky, I don't know if you ran any of the first style of the next gens, but it was pretty much wide open throttle. You can put the car anywhere, it's going to stick. No looseness, no tightness, no nothing. Wherever you put it at, that's where it's going to be. Well, with these cars, you get a little bit loosey-goosey. You can spin it out, but at South Boston, it's going to be pretty much follow the leader if these guys can get single file. And you got to pretty much wait for the guy in front of you to make that little bit of a unfortunate mistake. As South Boston, anything can happen. It's a super short track. That's pretty much what we're going to see here. But qualifying is over. Get through our grid here tonight is going to be Jeff Radke on the pole, Riley Mobley in second, Mike Steffen in third, Brandon Meyer in fourth, Evan Gilbert fifth, Dalton McKinney in sixth, Scott in seventh, Sean Long in eighth, Corey Stahl in ninth, Clint Walker in 10th, Shane Ledoux in 11th, 12th will be AJ Connors, 13th, Zach Bates, 14th, Sean Harrell, 15th, Chris Luttrell, 16th, Billy Smith. And running out your 17-car field will be Jeff Vickery. Another thing that these guys like to do, Ricky, you know how Core does the points leaders got to start in the back and, they can't qualify? Well, the points leader, actually last week's winner, gets to qualify, but they get an EOL to start the race. And the guy who qualified on pole was the guy who won last week's race. That's Mr. Jeff Radke. So season 1 champion, already up to 3 wins on the season. And for the fourth time technically, here tonight, he's got to start from shotgunning the field. So everybody's going to move up one position while Jeff Radke goes all the way to the back.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see some of these fast drivers. Like I said, I know I've raced Radke before in the Ghost Series. I think we did a couple Xfinity races together. That cat's really fast, so it'll be interesting to see him come from the back and up to the front. One of the things I've noticed is corner entry. When do you hit your braking marks? Do you dive bomb somebody? Do you try to slide job somebody? And then obviously roll in the center so you can get back to the power as fast as you can. And making sure that you don't loop the car as well, kind of like what you were saying earlier, Dylan, right? So you want to make sure you have throttle control and all that stuff. If you have markers that you're looking at when you're braking, I know when I drive, I personally look at those markers. Sometimes when you're on the inside, it's kind of hard to tell when you're going to hit that marker. Make sure you definitely hit it at the right moment, right? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You got to be patient. These guys, as you said, Dylan, it's going to be follow the leader. So getting to the bottom as fast as you can and maybe trying to search for something. I don't know if you want to try to diamond it, but we're coming to the green flag.
Coming to the green flag for the first time here tonight, Riley Mobley and Mike Steffen going to lead these guys into turn on number 1 and 2, side by side for the first 2 rows. Brandon Meyer has shown some speed here as of late. Currently got around Evan Gilbert at the number 22 machine, as now he's going to try to battle back down to the inside. Scott in the number 55, he's going to try to do the same thing, get underneath of Evan Gilbert, just not able to get the power down. But here comes Dalton McKinney in the number 46. On the outside, he gets a little bit loose, able to save it. Shane Ledoux up in the air. Can't turn the number 12 machine, but luckily, these drivers stay green, but a lot of hurt race cars out there, especially with the number 12.
Yeah, you can see the front end damage to the 46. Yeah, it looks like the 12 has something broken on that machine. He's going to try to get it to pit road. Looks like he actually missed the entry to pit road, so he's going to have to – no, there it is. He's going to come down, bring it down to pit road, probably use a fast repair if these guys are able to have one. And yeah, that's a tough break for the 12 car. It looks like the 46 just got loose on corner exit, probably getting back to the power too soon. Here goes the 22 looking to the inside, and the 33 able to roll that outside. And that was something I was wondering when these guys were out here practicing. I got into the session a little late, saw the tail end of practice, and that's one thing I was trying to notice, Dylan, is make sure that outside probably could keep up the momentum. We saw the leader, he had that advantage starting on the outside and kind of use that momentum off of 2 and gather the lead. But looks like for the most part, everybody has gotten single file, and their leader is going to be the 05 of Mobley, and we're early on, 8 laps, coming to 8 laps completed here in this race.
8 laps already in the books. They have kept it completely clean. They do have a stage break here tonight, though. So I believe it's lap number 35 or 25. They're going to throw a competition caution. Everybody's going to be able to go in, get some fresh tires, fill the car up with fuel, get back out there, and then we'll go back to green flag racing. With that being said, the top 2, Mike Steffen and Ryan Mobley, and a different zip code. Let's go ahead and check on it back here with our pole sitter. Mr. Jeff Radke has made his way all the way up to P number 10, making a pass on AJ Connors, a Core Racing League new name for the Arkham Menard series, as he's trying to roll that outside. He's making it work here momentarily, but he's got Dalton McKinney getting loose again down to the inside, able to get the car under control that time by. But now it's going to set these 2 up side by side. That's going to allow Jeff Radke to kind of pull away from the field. Well, P number 9 and 10 as of right now. And with Jeff Radke being the points leader, having to start from the back, it is a very tall order to try to work your way from the back to the front. It's doable, but how quick do you want to do it? Or do you want to do it nice and slowly, save those tires just in case something happens? I mean, you do have a competition caution coming up here soon, so do you just want to kind of push to see what your tires are going to be like after this little bit of stage? Or are you just going to say, screw the tire wear, it's a long race, and start banking on cautions?
Yeah, if I'm Radke, I'm just going to try to learn as much as I can. Learn what the car does in dirty air. I know it's a short track. Draft isn't really in effect, but me and you both know, Dylan, some cars are affected more of dirty air than some of the others that are on the server. If I'm Radke, I'm just trying to learn what can the car do, what can the car cannot do, probably experimenting different lines. But for the most part, he seems to be wrapping that bottom. He knows he has a fast race car, and possibly he's trying to get as many spots as he can before that competition yellow comes out on lap 35. And he's probably just, man, it's hard to tell what he's doing. It looks like he's pushing really hard, trying to get to the front. So he's probably trying to see where tire wear is going to be at after 35 laps. And then, he can come in, take tires if he needs to. I guess these guys have one set, kind of like what we're doing in Core and every other racing league, minus the GT series. But yeah, it looks like he's pushing the car to its limits, and he's starting to pick these guys off, and he's catching them one at a time, slowly but surely.
Yeah, looking like Jeff Radke's driving it off the right rear. You can see a couple of the corners. He's getting just a tad bit loose, trying to burn that right rear up just a little bit, help him on center exit, the rolling in the center, nice and easy on entry. So that is one thing that these drivers can use to their advantage. If the car's pushing it tight, they can try to burn that right rear off just a little bit by getting on the throttle just a little bit early on, or just like stabbing the brake and getting back on the gas really quick can really burn up that right rear and get you on your way. Now, if they're still pushed tight as well, it could be they're burning up that right front. So if you see a car go from the bottom all the way up to the top without them trying to not go up to the top, that means they're just pushing a little bit too hard. They need to back up their quarter entry and get it to roll down to the bottom. As you see there, Jeff Radke got a little bit loose coming off turn number 4, trying to get to the inside of that number 02 of Clint Walker.
Yeah, the battle I'm looking at, though, Dylan, is the 19, the 6, and it looks like the 00, and then you have the 21 of Vickery right behind them. Those guys have been battling pretty hard for the last couple of laps. Looks like some of them are just buying their time. Some of them looks like they're pushing corner entry just a little bit, so it's sliding the front tires. That's what Dylan was talking about when they say that the car is just tight. You see him go up the racetrack just a little bit right there, kind of miss his marks. It looks like you want to kind of be on that yellow line. And on 3 and 4, you want to kind of be below it. Yeah, it looks like right there he hit his mark just perfect, and then the 00 actually missed his mark. But some of these, yeah, it looks like the line is, you want to put your left side's right below that yellow line. And, Dalton. Another issue with the 46 machine. We're going to have to go back and look at that here in a little bit, but we want to continue to look on this battle. These guys are racing clean and super hard, and this is the stuff that I love to see on the server, is guys being respectful, being patient, taking their time, getting around each other, and who knows, maybe, like I said earlier, these guys are just being patient, trying to see what they can do with their race car.
Yeah, and got to point out, we have a Tesla in the field. You know, you don't really get to see Teslas a lot, but you got a Tesla in the field. Zach Bates with a Tesla Model 3 Plaid out here being eco-friendly with the world. He's driving the number 19 SpaceX Twitter machine as he's got that Tesla. Up into the wall. You can't really do that. You're going to shut it off with your battery eco-saving powers. But while we're
Dylan, we
watching
got a battle
this,
for the lead right now. Sorry to interrupt you right there. We got a battle for the lead.
I was getting ready to switch it on over there. Instead of it being a 2-car battle, we got a 3-car battle. The 33 of Brandon Meyer able to catch back up to the race leaders in Riley with a big block down into turn number 1 and 2. Brandon said, "You know what? You want a block? I'm gonna show you what a block does." And Riley Mobley getting sent on around, and I'm sorry, Riley, but those barrels blend in with your car a little bit too well, as caution finally coming out. As we're going to go ahead and take another little look at this move. And, man, Brandon Meyer trying to do what he can. He got a good run coming off the corner. He's already looking low. And Riley Mobley with a chop block down to the inside, and Brandon got back on the gas just a little bit too quick. I mean, you can see Brandon kind of backed up his quarter. He got through the gas, through the quarter a little bit more better than what Riley could, and Riley slid up the track, and Brandon just did not anticipate Riley coming back down the track. And there it is, Riley Mobley into the inside tire barriers.
Yeah, that was an interesting incident that happened. I don't want to accuse anybody of doing anything malicious or any of that stuff, but yeah, that's just a tough, unfortunate circumstances that happened to Mobley. Not happy over the radio, and rightfully so. I can understand why he's upset. But yeah, that's probably just a racing incident in my eyes. It started with 2 guys and it ended with 2 guys, so. Yeah, the big-time block going into turn number 1, and then obviously the gassing up early because he did back up his corner as much as he could. But yeah, that was kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, short track racing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Ricky, me and you've raced with each other so many times. I think I could count on my fingers how many times that me and you have gotten into incidents. Because I mean, we've just. You know, that's just us. Like, we race, we know each other so well. We know how we race each other. We know the respect level that is given. And when it gets down to the nitty gritty, especially with me and you and racing, we get to battling, boys. Let me tell you what. We get there. We do what we need to do. We keep it clean. We keep it fun. As like we said earlier, we know what push tight is, especially in the next gen. I mean, the push tight in the next gen is crazy, and I experienced all that last week at Michigan, and that was the 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. So luckily, we're going to Darlington next week, one of my personal favorite tracks. So maybe I can give you, if you are going to be there on Friday night, I might be able to help you out with a little bit of pointers for that track come Friday. But I think that race right there would be a phenomenal race to have, as so far double filed back up. Mike Steffen, Brandon Meyer going toe-to-toe. Mike Steffen in the Kia. Make sure the Kia boys don't take your car. Down at turn number 1 and 2, Mike Steffen using all the apron to his advantage. And with this car, you can use that is the preferred line, believe it or not. Underneath the apron is the preferred line. I don't know how it works, but it does in pretty much every single car. First couple laps, you kind of want to take your time and not get on the throttle just a little bit too much going into being underneath the apron, but it does work, as they're still side by side for the race lead. Brandon Meyer says, you know what, if you want this lead so bad, you're going to have to get around me cleanly and take it the hard way, as Brandon Meyer tags the wall but still keeps the momentum up.
They're side by side for the lead, and then even for the third position, there's a battle with those guys as well. So we're 2 by 2 by 2. The first 3 rows still haven't decided who's going to give and who's going to take, and it looks like the 33, just as the 05 did early on in this race, able to use that outside for momentum and carry that speed down the back straightaway, and he cleared himself of the 69 car. But we knew the 69 has long run pace. He's going to try to keep tabs with that 33 as we look back here. 22, 21 side by side, and then you have the 3 and the 55. And there's some good racing so far early on in this run. And these guys, you don't want to burn your stuff up. You want to make sure you have that long run pace. It looks like Vickery's trying to make some noise on the outside there, trying to do the same thing as our race leader just did. And so he's almost clear, got him on the quarter, still on the quarter panel. And he's going to try to get the drive off, and looks like he's going to carry that momentum. And then Radke now going to follow suit, and Vickery staying high, kind of boxing Radke in. Not sure where to go. Going to show the fender to the outside, and he's there. Going to still carry that momentum on the outside of the racetrack as they come off turn number 4.
Yeah, able to carry that momentum off turn number 4. Jeff Radke try to make it. Oh, we got a big championship implications towards the back. Evan Gilbert, Corey Stahl, Scott, and Shane Ledoux all involved back here. Going to see what happens to the number 22 in 55 with this CRA replay. Scott up on the outside. Evan coming up just ever so slightly, a little bit of net code between these two drivers. No yard sales on this car as the fenders don't come off. Aw, I don't like it. I wish they did. It would be even better because, I mean, who wouldn't want to see a good yard sale? I always want to see yard sales. Riley Mobley getting into the back of Corey Stahl, spinning him on around. Riley Mobley not having a good race. The 16 getting rear-ended by Shane Ledoux. You see Shane Ledoux trying to get it woed up. Got it woed up in time from hitting another TLM teammate. But Clint Walker having nowhere to go, is that's going to bring out our secondary caution of the night.
So I got a little excited, Dylan, as you were kind of going through that replay. So the field was actually making their way through turn number 1, and they were all trying to get, some of them were all sideways and stuff. So as we take a look back here, and the 33 the leader almost gets tagged. So you see him comes up high, and he just slams on the brakes just in time. If we can change a view, try to run that back one more time. You can see just how close he was. Yeah, the 22 tried to get rolling. Dylan's going to rewind it for us here. But, yeah, the guys are coming off of 4, and the guys are still wrecked, and they're parked in turn number 1. The 56 goes high, and then the 22, he takes that line away. And that's where I got excited. I was like, whoa. And Dylan's probably wondering, what are you doing, bud? The wreck hasn't even happened. That's why I got excited. I was like, the leader's about to get taken out.
That's one of the moments when hey, look, how about this? I just made it. And then all of a sudden you're like, Well, hello there. What do you think you're doing? You ain't going nowhere. But, thankfully these cars have good brakes. It's not like the street stocks, for instance, or the next gens.
Oh, man. He would have been dead.
Oh, yeah, that car would have been up to the moon. NASA, see you later. That SpaceX car came to life as we are back under caution. And the biggest mover of the race so far, Jeff Vickery, up 16 positions, sitting at P number 1 on the field. But
it's a good showing.
He's got Jeff Radke on his outside. Pace car. Going to dive it down into pit lane. Jeff and Jeff show. Round number 1. Off turn number 4, we're back to green flag racing. Jeff Vickery down to the inside, going to try to get clear of Jeff Radke, but look at the power move on that outside. Jeff Radke says, "Nah, sir. We doing this the hard way, boss. You may be my friend, you may be the owner of TLM, but you're not going to get away with it that easy." Almost a little bit of contact coming out of turn number 3 and 4.
Yeah, you can see Vickery trying to move up the racetrack just a little bit, trying to get the 3 machine offline just a bit, and then waiting in their sights is the 24. That's going to be AJ Connors. He's just trying to let these guys battle it out. But yeah, it looks like Vickery probably didn't take tires. He's probably going to pay the price here in a couple. Maybe he did take tires. He's able to keep his own. Going to try to ride that outside line. Here goes AJ looking to the inside, and he has a whole bunch of friends right behind him. Oh, 84 getting loose off of turn number 4. Going to hurt his entry into turn number 1. Slide up just a little bit, and Vickery using that outside lane going to still maintain that 3rd position. And yeah, it looks like Radke's starting to check out a little bit with AJ right behind him, and Vickery. Oh, that back end is all over the place right now.
Yeah, Vickery just trying to get that right rear. Well, both rear tires, try to get them a little bit cooled down. And you can see he's starting to go a little bit higher. Another neat little trick that with any kind of car that you run with, Ricky, I didn't know if you knew this, so this could be a little trick for you too. The more higher you run and the less wheel input you have, you're going to cool those tires down.
Yep.
So let's say, Sean Long down to the inside, almost clips the inside wall, able to keep it clean. And I think that I see this 84. No, Tesla, no. You're going to lose all your power. You're going to lose your packet. Don't do that. A battery just flew out the window. We need a debris caution now. But I did it. Oh, man. Zach Mays driving a Tesla. Absolutely. Oh, he did it again. There goes another battery. He's down 20% horsepower. You can't be doing that, bud. You got like 80% battery life now. Yeah, look at that.
Man, that 84 is all over the place. Looks, he can't get back to the power, and he looks like he's getting there just a little bit early, and that's causing the back end to just move all over the place, and that's kind of affecting his corner entry. You can see him slide up just a little bit, trying to block that outside lane. He's going to try to probably roll he's going to try to roll the outside now. Probably burned up some stuff on the bottom of the racetrack, and don't look now, but here comes that 69 trying to take them to the outside. Oh, and the caution is out. It's going to involve the 12 machine this time.
Well, not going to lie, Ricky. If you think about it, we got all different makes and models. We got Camaros, we got Ford Mustangs, we got Firebirds, we got Thunderbirds, we got Teslas. What's next? Do we get a Dodge Cornet, or do we get we get a lot of different stuff out here. But
might
look
as well
at
throw
our
in a Prius.
might as well get a Prius now. Looking on board with number 12. We're going to see what happens to him. Going to come up the racetrack, get into the side of the number 16, take him to the outside wall. Hello there, says Strut Masters. Shane Ledoux going to spin it all the way back around the 33. Going to be able to get around the 02, able to get it around as well. So Shane Ledoux not having the time of his life out here in that Chevy.
Yeah, he probably just thought he was clear and probably tried to clear himself, but wasn't clear. And yeah, just another unfortunate circumstance right there. And it looks like we only have one person retired from the race. It's going to be Mobley in that 05 machine. He's going to put it on the trailer early tonight and look forward probably to next week if these guys do race next week and try to go get them at another race for the Lucky Dawg series.
Yeah, the season's winding down, so now's, this isn't really the time to be wanting to hurry up, put it back up on the trailer, but Like I said, I mean, Mike Steffen, he's in a Kia. And then you got Chris Luttrell right behind him in a Corvette. So, I'm saying Kia Power making its way all the way up to the top. I'm looking at a Corvette doing the same exact thing, but Jeff Radke electing to take the outside. I think that is an actual smart move. I mean, if you think about it, if you get the jump early enough, you're able to clear the inside, and then you have the whole racetrack to yourself. If you go late and keep that inside car next to you, now you got to worry about him sliding up, overdriving into the corner, which if I know AJ Connors, he's not going to do that. He's a well-respected driver. He's been in the booth with me a couple times, so we just have that little bond. He knows what I'm thinking. I know what I'm thinking. As we're back to green flag racing, Jeff Radke goes a little bit soon than anticipated, and just like I said, he got clear of the second car, and Jeff Radke all by himself on that inside lane, and here comes the 19 Tesla Plaid getting a little bit loose on that outside, able to keep it clean. Now he's into the wall. Now he's down to 70% battery life as we're under another yellow flag condition. Oh, this was going to involve the 00, the 33, and the 46. So we're going to go ahead and slow it down with a CRN replay and see what happens to the 46, 00, and 33. Riding on board with Brandon Meyer in the number 33, the last car in this pileup. 00 right in front of Dalton McKinney. Everybody side by side, all the way in and through. Oh, the 84 gets a little bit loose. 00 checks up, 46 checks up. And, yeah, just chain react. I mean, pirouette. Oh, look at that. They all spun the same exact way. And all ended the same way as well. And the 16 getting involved, 12 able to escape it. Sean Harrell getting through it barely. As these three, it's all different models. I mean, you got a Camaro, you got a Corvette, and you got the Ford Mustang. You're killing three birds with one stone, I guess.
It's what, I guess this is what is the short track product, I guess you can say. And it's really like everybody's on top of each other, and then if one person slips, and then it's a chain reaction from there, and you can't really see the guy in front of you because you're focused on hitting your marks and trying to make sure you don't run over the guy in front of you. So yeah, with the 84 slipping, it just looks like it just chain affected the whole field. And then, people can't get stopped in time and try to react as fast as you can. It's not drag racing, you know what I'm saying? So, where you have that boom, that split second to try to make a decision on where you want to go to avoid a wreck, and yeah, everybody just got piled into one another. So probably going to rack them up here one more time. Looks like we're approaching halfway. 75, we might be a little past halfway. Yeah, we're a little bit past halfway, 125 laps in this event. So Jeff Radke is going to be your top man. AJ Connors in second. And it looks like they're coming to one to green this time. No, we're going to do one more lap. Yeah, we're coming to one to green this time. So the field will be in control of Mr. Jeff Radke, and we'll see if Radke can put on a clinic and walk away with this one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun thing to watch. While we got the time, Ricky, and we can actually see it, that little phrase on the back of that car, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I said that to that man in one of his interviews, and the man put it on the back of his car. He loves CRN as he put it on the back of the car after I said something, and we are back to racing here tonight at South Boston. Jeff Radke able to clear AJ Connors using that outside to his advantage, and here comes Jeff Vickery once again on that outside. He's followed by Zach Bates and Scott. And the number 55 is he's going to lose a couple more positions as he may have gotten into the corner just a little bit too spicy. But still rolling that outside to his best advantage. Here comes Brandon Meyer, the number 33 machine, trying to do the same exact thing. Use the outside to his advantage. He's got it rolling so far.
Yeah, got it rolling on the outside. A lot of these guys are still able to maintain on that outside, and some of them are even making passes. You see the 84 there, still getting squirrely, getting all over the place, trying to find that power, trying to find that grip. And the 33, yeah, he's just going to be boxed in now, trying to find a way around both of them. Oh, we got a big wreck. Looks like it's in turn number 3, I believe. It's going to be Dalton McKinney.
Yeah, Dalton McKinney and Chris Luttrell once again meeting each other. But this time, same scenario. I thought maybe the roles were reversed, but they're not. I'm going to see. You got Evan Gilbert up on the outside. Oh, net code between the 00 and the 46. Going to send him to the moon. Right to the outside. Gets up on two wheels. Collects Dalton McKinney. Oh, and a hard, vicious left hook. And, the 22 getting involved. Boom, pow, put it out.
Right. Yeah, it looks like Dalton was trying to look to the inside of the car in front of him, and the car that was in front of him gave him enough room, but there's no room here at South Boston possibly for 3-wide racing, especially on a short track it's super small. You do have 3 lanes, but I don't believe with the rubber that's being put down on the racetrack, you want to be either in that first, maybe that groove and a half, and possibly 2 lanes above. But yeah, there's probably no grip in that 3rd lane whatsoever. And yeah, just trying to give each other a bunch of room, and just unfortunate those guys got into each other and the caution came out.
Yeah, and with all these cautions coming out, do you know who this is benefiting the most? AJ Connors, able to keep it up in P number 2. Zach Bates doing the same thing. But now you're getting back to the drivers that have taken their tires and got themselves back up to the front. It's going to be gentlemen like Mike Steffen and Corey Stahl, Brandon Meyer coming up. And Jeff Vickery has taken his car down pit lane. Going to see, he's putting right side tires on it now. Going to see if the left side go up. See if so if Jeff Vickery using his one set of tires here tonight for that number 21 machine. Going to see what
he's gonna have the freshest set of tires of everybody that's in the field right now. It looks like he's the only one that came down pit road. Possibly others probably coming down fixing damage and whatnot. But yeah, he's gonna have the freshest set of tires and gonna try to run through the back to the front, and he's gonna be a man on a mission as we're starting to wind down in this race.
Yeah, I mean he can't race like me.
He's going to need a lot of big moves.
He needs patience. I mean, patience is... To me, I have no patience. Ricky, you already know this because, we race with each other. But patience is all you need here tonight. It's going to be AJ Connors and Jeff Radke. AJ going to try to time the restart. He does a better job of it. Jeff Radke not going to be able to get clear, but with Radke having that top position, he's going to be able to get clear. And here comes Mike Steffen on that outside, able to roll around the Tesla Power. And not able to get clear just yet of the number 19. But further on back, you're looking here with Corey Stahl in the number 66 machine. You got the 84 and the 33 going side-by-side battle. A little bit of wiggle from the number 33. Corey Stahl get a little bit tight off quarter exit. And the 84 trying to knock the wall down, make the track just a little bit wider than what it is. But still got a wall there as the 33 and the 84 got together. A little bit of net code hookage there. Able to keep the 2 cars straight as they're still side by side. And how many laps do you want to go side by side before you're like, all right, one of us got to give if you want to have any type of shot to get up to that top 3?
Yeah, it looks like you lose a little bit of time, but it's not as drastic as possibly you people would think. But yeah, the 84 is still able to maintain on the outside. His car looks a lot more comfortable running that outside lane, and you can see the 33 leaning on that right rear, as Dylan stated earlier in the race. And yeah, we're actually got a battle right in front of these guys too. The 55 looking to get under that Tesla machine. And those two are going to be side by side as they enter turn number 3. And there's a lot of people that are battling right now each other. You have this battle going on, and the ones behind them, the 84 and the 33, and then right behind them is the 46, and it looks like he just cleared himself on the 6. So yeah, there's a lot of cool battles on this racetrack right now that are going, and these guys are still going at it. You can tell. It looks like it's going to be a little bit tight coming off of turn number 4, and then yeah, going back up here, you have the 33 and the 84 still side by side, and then right in front of them you have a battle going on. Looks like that's the 66
Corey Stahl in the
Yeah, it looks like
19 is
oh, there
Zach
you go.
Bates.
Yeah, here's
Corey.
oh.
Ooh, good save by the number 66. That could have been real ugly real quick. As most of the time, whenever you get a bad netcode hit like that, your car's going around. There's really no saving it. But Corey Stahl probably got out of the throttle, anticipated what was going to happen, and was able to quickly adjust his steering as Scott getting into the wall, coming off turn number 3 and 4, or 2. And now everybody pretty much single file except for the 33 and the number 84 is
yeah.
looking
they
at
got a spin.
got to spin Sean Harrell in the number 6 machine, the Thunderbird, going around for a loop-de-loop here. Please don't tell me it's not off the front bumper of Jeff Vickery. As getting it down into turn number 1 and 2. You're going to see it here. See what happens to the number 6 machine. And I believe, yes, it is. Oh, yeah, look at that rear end jump up in the air. He instantly locked it down. Well, try to lock it down. You see him trying to keep it off the wall, too. So, no harm, no foul. Just a little bit of a spin. Probably got some flat spots on those tires, but nonetheless, he didn't hit the wall. That's all that matters. No wall hittage. We don't do that over here. We're professionals.
No damage on the race car, but it's probably just going to take a couple percentage off of his tires. So probably the caution going to affect him, trying to get the tires cooled down as much as he can. They're probably on fire, screaming at him, saying, help me, help me, help me, I'm on fire. But he's going to, hopefully this is one of the last cautions of the race. And, I mean, nobody has had anything for Radke right now. I mean, as soon as AJ can possibly get cleared, maybe have something for him. But Radke has been a man on a mission. Started shotgun on the field, and here we are, almost to lap 100, and he's the man on point.
Yeah, he worked his way from the back to the front and is looking good. But while we're under these pace laps, want to give a big shout-out to Butt Kicker for coming on board for this season and sponsoring this season for Lucky Dog Racing League. Want to give a big shout-out to Genesis Technologies coming on board. That is ran by Jeff Vickery. Want to give a big shout out to almost 700 subscribers to CRN. Want to thank everybody out there that has liked, shared, subscribed to CRN, and make sure you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you do that. Like, share with your mom, your dad, your grandma, your goldfish, your dog, a gopher if you have one, a ferret, a dog, whatever you got. Your toilet. If your toilet could talk, if you got a bidet, share it to your toilet. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mind having some videos to watch there of CRN. Make sure you guys share it around. Hit that like button. Comment. Do what you need to do. And hit all those, or hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss anything that CRN has to offer. As we're up to almost 7 nights a week for broadcast. But Jeff Radke, AJ Connors, side by side, a great jump by the number 3, able to clear into turn number 1 and 2. That's going to help Mike Steffen, as he's going to be able to get clear of the 19. So move Mike Steffen back up to the top 3. You got 1 Kia and 2 Chevys. Is the 66 and 19 almost getting together there? Dalton McKinney rolling that inside, trying to get around Sean Long. You see the battle between the 33 and the 84. And Sean Long banking off the wall there. Kind of hard that time. But nonetheless, still keeping it side by side with Dalton McKinney. Brandon Meyer doing the same thing against Scott and the number 55. So many names start with an S. It's so hard to keep everybody's name straight over here. You got Scott, you got Shane, you got Sean Long, Sean Harrell. That's just it's kind of like the Kevin show in, I believe it was the Delara series or something like that. That hardcore racing league put on. But
there
finally,
you go. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Didn't go through it, but yeah, looks like the 84 lost a couple positions right there. And able to get back in line. Going to have the 33. We're going to see if this 84 can maintain his speed on the bottom of the racetrack. Car doesn't really look too happy to be down there, and he was able to maintain on that outside lane, and then finally those guys in front of him got around him, and then here's the 55 trying to get around the 46 right in front of them, and then here's Vickery in the back with the fresher tires. Yeah, it looks like the 55 just cleared him with ease, and he's going to set sights now on the 19 that's right in front of him.
Yeah, the 19 right up there on the pretty much on the back. Oh, look at that big send down to the turn number 3 and 4. Able to get the car rotated, but Jeff Vickery falling back to big wreck with
33,
the number 33.
Yeah, the 33, 84 is involved. It's going to be the second incident of the night that the 33 has been involved.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look back here and see what happened to these drivers. As the 33 and the 84 side by side, you got the 6 behind them. As everybody still trying to get it all figured out. I wonder if the 84 kind of tagged the wall, or maybe a little bit of net code coming into factor in that. Yeah, net code. Getting the 33, worst thing that could happen. Thankfully, it was only these 2 drivers getting involved. Both of them able to keep it up against the wall, not coming back down in front of the field, collecting more cars. But that's going to bring out our next caution flag of the race.
Yeah, it looks like he was just, it looks like he got middle, got to the power a little bit early, and then plowed, and then it just coming off onto the straightaway. Finally those 2 got together, and taking a look here at the 21. He's slowly but surely, he's in the top 10. Well, there's only 17 cars in the field, but I mean, and he's in the top 10, and he still has about less than 20 laps to go to try to make something happen. Possibly get, if you're Vickery now, possibly trying to get, into the top 5 or possibly on the podium at this point. It's all going to be dependent on what you can do, possibly on that outside lane. So maybe he starts on the outside lane. iRacing is sometimes so finicky and it's so glitchy that sometimes the evens are on the inside and then the odds are on the outside. And you never know with iRacing how these things they're gonna play out when it comes to the restart. But hopefully Vickery's on the outside. Hopefully use that momentum to his advantage. Going to try and sneak a few here on this restart, and then he can just go to work from there and try, possibly, like we said, try to get in the top 5 and then possibly a podium. So yeah, may not be in contention to win, but they're still these guys are competitors at the end of the day, and even if it's a simulated game or if you're in a real race car, these guys want to show what their proof is. Proven to what these guys can do. There it is.
There you
Dylan.
go. English is hard today, my friend.
Yeah, sometimes that language we speak it can get in the way sometimes.
Well, you said you just got off of work, and for me, I switched shifts completely. So I work 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. and I haven't been to bed yet. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I got to go back in the morning at 4 a.m. work 9 hours, but. You got to do what you got to do. I went out fishing, caught some walleye today, but it's all good. But Jeff Radke, AJ Connors once again on the go-go juice. And Jeff Radke not able to get clear. He's going to slide up the racetrack. That's going to help AJ Connors, though. AJ Connors not able to get the power down. And Jeff Radke going to resume the race lead. Here comes Mike Steffen with the number 66 side-by-side. Scott getting into the wall, being tagged by the number 19. Here comes the 22. Side by side. But keep an eye on this man back here, Jeff Vickery, the freshest tires of the field. He's going to be side by side with the number 84. As look at the momentum he can carry through the quarter. And he's still going to be side by side. I mean, he's not really there just yet. I think if he gets down, cuts underneath, yeah, that little bit of looseness not going to help him. If he can cut down the racetrack, get underneath the 84, move the 84 to the outside. I think right now where you want to be is down on that inside. The 6. Oh, the 20. Oh!
Well, whoa. There goes that. There goes that plan.
Yeah, there goes that plan. Whoa. Did you see the 12? Oh,
yeah,
man.
That was wild.
He just says somebody at NASA. He said, hey, I heard you wanted to go outer space. I want to show you what you do here. But we're going to show the number 6 machine because it's going to start with Sean Harrell. Find the number 6. As we look here, going into the corner, we're going to see what happens here. Sean on Sean Crime. 84-6 getting together. And Jeff Vickery already on the brakes, just can't get it slowed down enough. The 84 is going to tag the 6 again, and here comes that bright yellow banana 12.
Boom!
Oh, yeah, NASA school is indeed in session. As Brandon Myers is going to get tagged by the 00 and the 21. The 02 of Clint Walker able to get around him. And a Sean Long down to the inside by pit road. As a lot of people have entered pit lane. And Jeff Vickery, they got more than one tire set here. So Jeff Vickery going in to take new tires. We're going to see what this number 21 machine can do now with the freshest tires out there. But sitting P number 13, anything can happen as he is actually going to go one lap down from pit road.
Yeah, look, that's just unfortunate for him. Not going to be able to beat them outside of pit lane to beat the leaders out, so he can possibly stay on the lead lap. But you never know in these races, Dylan. They could have another late caution. He'd be back right on the lead lap, and probably try to just salvage the rest of the night for him. But so far, yeah, this man right here, he's been on a mission. He's checked out every single restart. AJ's trying to maintain, trying to guess when he's going to go, and this guy, he's good and he's fast. So I tip my hat to him. He did it to me in a couple races. I've had the privilege of racing him, and that man he's tough to beat sometimes.
He is very tough to beat. I haven't had the chance to race a lot of these drivers. Dalton McKinney and Wally Babb that's not out here tonight, and then Jeff Vickery. Me and you, Ricky, we've had a chance to race Jeff Vickery and Wally Babb in the Ghost Cup Series season number 1. And then season number 2 with Dalton McKinney, as I was in there as well. But green flag is back out, and look at the run for the number 24. Able to keep it side by side. Could this be the restart that the 24 needed? No, he's going to be able to get clear. And now the 66 and the 24 side by side. But here comes the number 69, Mike Steffen. He's boxed in. Nowhere to go. He's got the faster car. Does he make it 3 wide? He sure is thinking about it, though. Here we go. 66 on the outside, 69 on the inside, 24 on the inside. Oh, the 24 gets tooked. There he goes. Oh, the 29. Oh, the Tesla. Almost upside down. No. Now the Tesla is down to 24% power with the battery life in that number 19 machine. But I'm going to go ahead and look at AJ Connors get a far chase cam. Comes up off the corner. Netcode starts the incident. And right then and there, it just kind of hooks you. You really just can't do anything at this point in time. And then looking at the 19, he's getting rear-ended from the 22. He's going to go up on one wheel and back it into the outside wall. The 55 of Scott's going to be involved. And that is just a lot of mess to have to clean up into turn number 1. You see Shane Ledoux getting it slowed down. And look at that, the man. The 21 able to get the car slowed down in rotation, and he will be able to get his lap back.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through the scoring. I heard somebody come over the radio saying they were the lucky dog, so I don't know if it was Vickery that got the lucky dog recipient. I'm not really sure what driver came over the radio, but yeah, you can see some of these cars, Dylan. Look at the tail end of that field. We already have 3 victims that have already put it on the hauler tonight, and hopefully with some of these guys that have a fast repair, Maybe I saw one of them use a fast repair, so I know that these guys do have one in their back pocket. But it looks like the rest of them that are multiple laps down, looks like somebody's on the pit lane. Yeah, he's coming down to fix, probably get worth 10 seconds worth of damage fixed at a place like this, and then you got to hustle it, get it back on track. There's a 00. There was a car I saw on my screen, Dylan, that it was just parked at the entrance of pit road, and then it looks like he towed. I'm not sure if it was this 00 or what it was, but here we go. It looks like everybody's starting to get double filed again, and we're gonna see if we're gonna get the one to green this time, and we are. So new victim now on the outside of the 3. Let's see if the 69 can try to use that momentum as Radke has been doing all night long. Kind of interesting to see the 3 take the inside lane this time, and that 69 car was pretty fast on the outside, and he was able to pick up 1 or 2 spots on that last restart. But here we go. Pace car gonna dive into pit lane. It is going to be a green-white checkered, the first of 3 that they got, and the green flag is out, and what a launch for the 3. Let's see what happens right behind him with the 69. 46 going to look to the inside. He's going to try to take second away. Going to dive into turn number 3, and we're going to come to the white flag. See if they make it to the line. They are. We're racing back to checkers.
This race is official. Mike Steffen needs to get clear to even have a shot at the race lead, but it's not going to be enough as Jeff Radke, coming off turn number 3 and 4, will get his 4th win of the season. Mike Steffen going to hold on to P number 2. Dalton McKinney will hold on to get the last spot on the podium. And man, what a fantastic race here tonight. Yes, there was a lot of cautions, but still, that's just a product of short track racing. But it all came together full circle with Jeff Radke picking up yet another win here tonight. You see there Corey Stahl coming around to give him a little bit of congratulations. I'm going to watch Jeff Radke burn it down for the house before we bring in our top 3 to the broadcast booth. As you see here, look at the torque on this car. I mean, you get all the gas trying to do some donuts, and the front end of that car just picks up so light. And just an absolute great race by this number 3 and just everybody out here. 17 cars, but 14 cars finish. You can't be more pleased than that, especially at a .37 mile track.
Yeah, and you can even see all the marbles that are up on the top side of the racetrack as we see Jeff coming down, start-finish line, going to try to do some victory donuts in that machine. He's just going to park it, going to get out, get the checkered flag, and yeah, that was an interesting race to say the least, to see some of these guys come from the back to the front, and then some of them go from the front to the back. You know, McKinney there at the end, he was kind of mid-pack all race long, and then here he is at the end. Really fantastic drive for that third-place driver, and then 69 probably just didn't get the restart that he wanted on that last one, and Jeff just drove away from those guys. And yeah, fantastic runs. Let's see, Vickery not able to get a top 10. That was kind of his bummer, as he was caught up in that late incident. And then AJ running the top 5 majority of that race. I want to say he was running the top 3 majority of it, and then to come home 11th, I'm sure that's disappointing for him. But all in all, that was fun to see. It's cool to see the short tracks on the schedule. It's cool to see these guys battle it out. As Denny Hamlin will say, that's just short track racing. But yeah, that was a fun entertainment to come back in the booth and see these guys give it everything they got, and Radke from the back to the front getting it done here tonight at South Boston Speedway.
Yeah, getting it done indeed. But going to go ahead and run down our race results here before we get our top 3. Jeff Radke getting the race win. Mike Steffen in second. Dalton McKinney running out your top 3. Corey Stoll in 4th. Brandon Meyer in 5th. Sean Long in 6th. Zach Bates in the Tesla in 7th. Scott in 8th. Evan Gilbert in 9th. And Sean Harrell running at your top 10. AJ Connors in 11th. 12th is going to be Jeff Vickery. 13th. Shane Ledoux. 14th. Chris Luttrell. 15th, Clint Walker. 16th, Billy Smith. And running out your 17-car field will be Ryan Mobley. We're going to go ahead and grab our 3rd place finisher here. Let's find him. It's going to be the number 46 of Dalton McKinney. Dalton, this is Dilbo McBaggins and Ricky Gonzalez in the broadcast booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, what's going on?
I get you with it every single time. Every time. So I got to make sure every time I see you in the broadcast booth, got to make sure you get a little bit of a laugh out there. But, Ricky, I think it's better, or I think I should let you take over our third place finisher here tonight.
Yeah, Dalton, it was an interesting race to say the least. A lot of cautions and all that stuff. But, man, you were kind of stuck mid to the back of the pack, and then all of a sudden we see this late charge of that 46 machine. Tell us how you got it done tonight. What lanes were available for you? What lanes were best for the car? It looks like that bottom was probably where you wanted to be, but then it looked like the guys on the outside were able just to carry that momentum and take still a couple spots.
Yeah, I actually I coached high school softball. We had practice late tonight. I got here and I got out on the track, made one lap in practice, and checkered flag flew. We were done. So qualifying was kind of my first time on the track. I qualified 6th, I believe, so I was kind of surprised with that. I think I caused the first wreck. I kind of got real sideways, almost spun out in front of the whole field. I was just trying to feel the car out, learn the track the first half of the race. Once I got in the back, I was just, trying different lanes, racing with them guys. Felt like every incident, got spun around backwards a couple times. I think I ended up with 12X. I usually pretty low X count, so hate having that. But and then I kind of got stuck in the right lanes in the last 3 restarts. Kind of got on the top, and I saw the wrecks kind of happening, watching up 2-3 lanes ahead of me. Was able to get in the right lane, missed them, and I feel like I don't really deserve 3rd place, performance-wise, but to finish there just by luck or whatnot, we'll take it however we can get it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help you in the championship standings if you are in that battle. This is actually my first race broadcasting with you guys, so it's cool to see you, man. You're still doing good things. I know I've raced with you in a couple series, Backfire and Ghosts, and to see you come out on top here on the podium, that's always fantastic. Kind of tell me, was the tire wear? Could you see guys starting to push with the tire wear and the tire model that's on this car? Kind of describe what you felt in the race car as we were turning laps here at South Boston.
Yeah, the tire wear, I think on lap 30, whenever I came in I changed tires on that first stage, on the stage break. My right front was 80. My right rear was like 82 or 83 or something. So not too bad, but you definitely could feel it. I was able to adjust the brake bias, and you didn't really have to lower your aggression on older tires. You just kind of had to adjust the brake bias and just change the way you drove the car to get around the corner, change your apex and whatnot. Once it wore out, you kind of had to get in there slow and rotate it and then power off as straight as possible. So, that was, I almost spun out in the first half or first part of the race because I didn't really understand how to make the tires do what I wanted. So once I got in the back, I was able to learn that and then just put yourself in, the best position possible. But yeah, we're real happy with it. And yeah, I always enjoyed racing with you over at Ghost, Ricky, and hopefully we can get in a lead together again here soon.
Yeah, man. And then last question from me before we let you thank anybody that you have on that race car. What lines do you feel like were best for your car? Was it wrapping that yellow line, getting the tire left side below it, kind of diming it, maybe high, inner high, exit low? Kind of what was best? What was the car kind of telling you, and what was best for you?
Yeah, kind of being stuck where I was at in the middle to the back, I was running as low as I could get. As my tires wore out, I was pumping the front brake to it. That way I could get into the corner real hard, use a lot of brake to slow the car down. If you had too much rear brake into it, it would make it real free on entry. So I was kind of stuck to the bottom. I would have loved to have had a chance to get, in some clean air and be able to try to run the top a little bit. But that's where I was at early in the race when I about spun out. So I was kind of scared of it the rest of the race. But yeah, I preferred the bottom. That's where I found the most success tonight.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. And then now, before we let you get out on here, who do you have to thank on that 46 Chevy Camaro?
Yeah, everyone at threat level, and then all these guys that's put on this league. It's a bunch of buddies of mine. I always enjoy racing with them. Make it real enjoyable. Just having it in our ear, we get along real well. My girlfriend Caitlin for letting me do this. She sits here and watches me race a lot. It's always fun. My cousin Lil Joe, he watches, and my painter Johnny Williams, he Always has me looking real sharp. This car looks like my real life dirt modified. So always appreciate him having me look good, and you guys in the broadcast booth for sitting there and watching us do this for an hour or two. We really appreciate it, and it gives us something to go back and watch. So thanks to you guys as well.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The third place finisher, that'll be Mr. Dalton McKinney. Congratulations on the podium spot, Dalton.
Thanks, fellas.
We're going to go ahead and move on to our second place finisher. And as we're trying to find him, we're going to go ahead and bring him into the broadcast booth. But yeah, that was a strong run for the 46. Let's see, is he still in here, Dylan?
He is not.
That'll be Mike Steffen.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him in the Discord, so we're going to go ahead and move on up to our race winner chicken dinner. Let's go to the number 3 of Jeff Radke. Jeff, this is Dilbo McBaggins and Ricky Gonzalez in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeff. Your strategy played off once again. You had to start from the back last week. You had to start from the back this week. I think this is just what you kind of need to do. Obviously, it works out for you. This is pretty much the only way that you kind of know how to get around everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of strategy you're on, or it doesn't matter what the track position is, you always somehow find the way all the way back up to the front.
Just grinding away. Kind of sucks I missed out on stage points, but I tried to get up there. During the stage and ride it out.
Yeah, we seen you start from the back, work your way up there. And was it a more of a strategy call for you to take the outside lane on restarts there with AJ Cotters being the car number 2? Or was it kind of what you felt comfortable with, but is it which line in your mind was the most dominant lane to take on a restart?
It's kind of either or. With AJ, I knew we were on the same tires, and I had made my way up to the front in the outside line. So I knew there was good grip up there. I figured if I could clear him off too, then it would be nice and clean for both of us. That last couple restarts when Mike was up there, he had fresher tires, so I didn't want to give him any advantage. The inside line was definitely the faster racing line.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we see drivers running the outside, the inside, do whatever line they can do, but it was you, sir, that came away with the race win. Next week, though, we're going to Five Flags, 100 laps stage break at lap number 25. Me, personally, I love Five Flags. It doesn't matter what kind of car you're in. Five Flags is forever going to be a great short track. I mean, I can't really ask you this because you're just going to give me the same answer, but is it just going to be patience and perseverance and just let the laps come to you, same with the positions, or is it go time for you? Is it because the season's winding down, you got 2 more races left in the season, is it go time with you and just try to get as much points as you possibly can, or are you just kind of try to just ride and just take points where you can?
I think for Five Flags, we're just going to ride it out and see where it falls. It's going to wear the tires out pretty good, so I think whoever can manage their stuff is going to have the better shot at the end. Being the championship race is only the top 4. I mean, regular season points kind of matter, but they don't. It's just all comes down to that last race. So we'll get through next week and start prepping for Wilkesboro.
All right, Jeff, before we let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 3 machine you'd like to give a shout out to?
My wife, she lets me do this every week. Without her, I wouldn't be here. The guys over at Threat Level, they're great. I love bouncing ideas off of them, getting faster every week. You're broadcasting. We appreciate that. I love going back and watching it. And Vickery for putting the league on and all the sponsors.
All right, Jeff. Congrats again on the race win. Can't wait to see what you do next week and the week after. But we're going to go ahead and let you get on out here, celebrate that win here tonight. Go hang out with the girlfriend or wife and the kid, and we'll be seeing you again next week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, that's going to be our race winner here tonight of Jeff Radke. And Ricky, final thoughts on tonight's race, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal a quote, Dylan. You know how big of an Elvis fan I am, but Radke in the 3, man, he was TCB and he was taking care of business. So gonna throw that little quote out there. For those of you who don't know Elvis Presley, he had a band and they called the TCB band, taking care of business. So yeah, he was TCB tonight. But overall, man, I'm thoroughly impressed what Jeff has definitely put on with this league and all the guys at threat level midnight. I didn't catch the end of that.
Yeah, threat level midnight.
So yeah, what they've done here, man, it's cool to see some guys in the league that do short track racing. You don't really see this, a lot on the big mainstream iRacing YouTube channel. So it's cool to see these guys come out and race. Five Flags sounds like that's on the schedule, and then North Wilkesboro. I'd love to be back in the booth for Wilkesboro. I'm a big fan of that track and the history of what they had back in the 90s and the 80s for the Cup Series level. But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. Able to see guys on the outside, and we talked to pre-race about that, Dylan, seeing if people can actually get the run off of 2 and off of 4. And it seemed like some of them could, but you didn't want to be up there for too long. You probably wanted to stay up there possibly 3-4 laps and then get back to the bottom, cool the tires off. And then possibly make another move to the outside again. But yeah, I was impressed. I know it was a kind of a caution fest, but that's anticipated when you're at a track that's this small, and it is what it is when it comes to the wrecks. But yeah, I was impressed. I love the racing action. Iraqi kind of stole the show as soon as he got back to the front. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good show.
Oh yeah, definitely a great show. Can't wait to see what these drivers put on, and can't wait to see what they're going to do if there is a Season 3 in the books. Last I knew, they were talking about maybe the Tour Modifieds. And if it's Tour Modifieds, I'm going to be like, aw, I really like the Tour Modifieds. But I'm a broadcaster. I'm not a race car driver. I don't race cars. I just broadcast. I don't even know how to turn left. I'll turn right before I turn. I'm just kidding. Anyways, Ricky, it's been a pleasure having you up here in the broadcast booth. Before we get on out of here, go ahead and run down the list of events that we have tonight or this week on CRN. Tomorrow, or right now, going on right now, you have the Chop Shop GT League with Mark Thomas and Carl Heidelberg in the broadcast booth. So once this stream is over, go on ahead over there and check that out, as Carl and Mark Thomas will bring you the live coverage from that. Tomorrow, Thursday night, you got Thad Marshall and John Obinger in the broadcast booth for the Dirt for Beginners League over at the Core Racing League. Friday, no broadcast. Saturday, we have PSCRL with Jimmy and Mark in the broadcast booth. It's a truck series. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys check that out, as they put on some really good racing over there. Core Premier Series on Sunday is on a bye week due to the holiday coming up. So, Ricky, hope you enjoy your holiday coming up, as I'll be working on the holiday. So that's going to be on Monday. So the holiday is on Monday. It's Labor Day. So I want to thank everybody, want to spread the awareness of everybody having a safe and fun Labor Day. Hopefully everybody gets to go out, enjoy some great food, maybe some fireworks. You may never know. A lot of people do fireworks, especially on Labor Day. And then Tuesday, we're going to be right back here with myself at the broadcast booth for the Smoky Mountain Grassroots Dirt League, presented by Elite Performance Industries, powered by The Shops, presenting the setups, Lobster Boys Food Truck, 25 Cinematography, and then you have 3 streams all together. You got the Arkham Menard series with John Obinger and Joe Sullivan in the booth, and then you got UCRL with Carl and Jimmy Covert in the broadcast booth, and then Wednesday right back here. 5 Flags. Late model stock cars. It's going to be a great one to watch. But that's going to do it for myself and Ricky Gonzalez up in the broadcast booth. Wish you guys take care. Brush your hair.